Is there anything that we don't know about that?
There's some juice, bro. There's some juice. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, I have never done this in my life, bro.
And I didn't know that behind the scenes you get brand deals, all of these things. Like I'd see people like Chunks, Sharky, all these men get brand deals, but I never knew how to get any of that. Basically, I kind of made the decision to jump back on social media properly, like I'd say less than 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And it was because I thought to myself,
have you got any regrets?
If I could go back in time, I would change a few things, but I feel like I had to experience those things to become the person I am today.
Hello there, everybody. I hope you guys are doing very, very, very well today. We are here, and to the left-hand side, I have...
You're talking about me or the other guy?
Oh, you.
Hi, guys. How are you doing? It's been a very long week. Very, very long week. But today's not about me, and it's not about you, and it's not about us.
It's not. But we're going to share the perspective of...
Pan the camera on Mr. Nadeem Al-Muqtari. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, I'm a bit nervous. I don't even know why, man.
No, you're good.
I'm not sweating or nothing, but I just
not
feel
yet.
Like, you know what I mean?
Get ready, man. Bendif's got some grilling questions for you. Cool. I think I'll take the role of introducing Nadeem to the best of my ability.
I think it's the best thing to do, as you two know each other better than I know him. However, by the end of this episode, hopefully,
who knows?
We will all know you a bit better.
100%. That's the aim.
So a lot of people that have seen my content on YouTube have probably synonymously seen Nadeem's content as well. So we used to do like YouTube about 3-4 years ago, and the Nadeem I met back then and the Nadeem that I know today are two, you know what? Two very different people, but at the same time, very much the same in who he is. So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this episode because although we know each other, we've never actually sat down to actually just like really have like a really deep, well, we have, but not to this sort of magnitude.
Not with cameras. Not
with cameras, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how we do. But yeah, appreciate you coming on, bro.
It's a pleasure, man. This is my first ever podcast.
That's, you know what?
I'm going to be honest.
Why
are you laughing? I'll be honest. Okay, I've done a podcast before, but it got taken down. And this was like 4 years ago. So, and a lot happens in 4 years.
Yeah.
This is like, I think this was on the verge of me first starting social media, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I'd done the podcast a week after I first met you.
Really?
Swear to you.
So you know what? That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
How we know each other. And it'll be interesting to see how you guys know each other as well. But so I have a niece who used to watch a lot of... Surprise. I have one niece, 23. She's actually the last of the nieces. No, she's not. Anyway, she used to watch Nadeem. And obviously I was doing YouTube at the time as well. And she'd just be like, oh, there's this guy, this Yemeni guy. Da, da, da. I'm like, who? And I thought it was just like some young buck. He was young. And I don't know how old you were, but you were young. But somehow he ended up on my, what YouTube would call like explore page back then or whatever. And I swear to you, within like a day, I probably watched all your videos.
No way.
I was like, this guy is flipping hilarious. Yeah.
Don't say this because the cameras are on, though.
Bro,
don't lie to me right
trust
now.
me. It was very refreshing. Like I felt like you were being just yourself on camera. And I'll talk about why that's important later on. But yeah, and then there was like a charity match we did in the UK, which was I think Yemen versus Algeria.
Yeah, we got smoked.
Oh really?
I played in that.
Did
you?
You
played?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You didn't you?
Yeah,
I was like, I remember.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
Did I know you back then? I don't think I even.
No, we knew of each other.
Of each other. Okay. And at the end, I was just vlogging. I had my camera out. And I bumped into Nadeem. I was just vlog. It's funny because our first ever conversations actually captured.
That's
forever.
actually insane.
Was that the first time you guys ever met?
The first time ever we ever spoke.
I met his nephew
anything.
as well. Sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
I met his nephew and he was just the cutest guy, but he didn't want to say hi to me. He was just too shy.
Yeah, I remember. So yeah, I think that's a good place to start. That was when you had started social media.
Yeah.
So tell us about that journey of why you even picked up the camera in the first place, Were you always someone that was like enjoying being in front of the camera? Like, why did you do this? Why did you get involved in socials?
I think mainly, I think the reason why I started social media was because I'd just come out of sixth form, and I'll be honest with you, I did not do well in my A levels. I was like, cool, I do not want to go straight into university. I think it's a foundation year if you don't really do well, and just kind of like freestyle my life. I wanted to take a gap year, so I had a conversation with my dad, and I said, look, I'm going to take a gap year. In this gap year, I'm going to try create content. This means YouTube. I'm going to buy a camera. I'm already working a job right now. I was working at B&M, which is like Asda's or Tesco's kind of thing. And I was like, inshallah, if it goes well, hopefully that means I won't have to go to uni. He slapped me and he told me, you're going to still go uni, but it's fine. We'll give you that gap year. We'll give you that leniency.
Oh, he gave it to you. Do you feel like you had to fight for it or not? Really?
I can't lie. It's so mad because it was like on the day I asked him, he literally said no. The next morning, I asked him one more time, and he was like, "Gone." It was that kind of conversation. Honestly, I think he just thought to himself, if I don't give him the opportunity to do it, he's gonna end up doing it behind my back. Which I wasn't that kind of guy, but I felt like he didn't trust me at the same time.
You're gonna do it regardless.
Yeah. I felt like I was always gonna be on social media because I always liked creating funny content. Like I'd always do it for my friends and family and stuff. I just posted on my private Snapchat. I didn't have any followers, and I think the thing that boosted me to kind of just like go ahead with it was this one time I was with my little sister Nareen, and I must have asked her a question. It was like, how old are you? And she was like, I am 3 and I am 4. And that video just blew up on Instagram. Like it was crazy. I remember I gained like 2,000 followers from it.
No way.
And I was like, you know what, this is something, bro. If
it
means I'm gonna create content, I'm gonna create content. But it just kind of go on, Karen.
Sorry, go on.
It was kind of just like a push for me. It made me see that like it is possible. It's not impossible to grow, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Was that before you started YouTube, that video?
Was just before I started YouTube, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Interesting.
I remember when I actually met you, like in person, and I think we followed each other afterwards and we like got speaking, but there was a phase where you did numbers. Like, I remember when I met you, I don't know if maybe we were on like 10K followers or whatnot. And then like within next 2 weeks, you was going past like 100Ks. Yeah. For that much like attention to come to you in such a short space of time, what, first of all, were you expecting it? Were you confident in your content such that you were like, I know these are good videos, at some point it's just going to do something crazy? Or was it just like, bro, what's going on?
So obviously like after I first released like 3 videos with me, and then I think one with my little sister and one with my brother and Narmin, my other, I think one of my other sisters, and I've got so many sisters, subhanAllah. But after I uploaded all 3 of those, I managed to gain like 10K subs on YouTube.
So 3 videos?
Yeah, after
10K.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I think it was just the
what are we doing wrong?
Side,
bro?
It's consistency, bro. I used to upload 2-3 videos. Sometimes I'd take down a video because I was like, oh, I done dead. But the other 2 were still running numbers and stuff. And I was like, cool. Like, I see that this is going to do well, inshallah. I remember I had a conversation with Nader and Narmin one time. And Nader came back from school. I think he was in year 11, if I'm not wrong. Either year 11 or year 10. I'm pretty sure it was his last year of GCSEs. Yeah. And he was just like, look, I like making this content with you, but I don't want to keep doing this if we're not making numbers like that, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not even like, Nader was a bit of a
serial entrepreneur.
He was a bit of a D-head, isn't it? He said to me, if this don't blow up, I'm jumping off YouTube. I said, cool, bruv, give me a year. Just like I told my dad, give me a year. I told my brother and sister, give me a year. Let's see if this will work out. And I remember just when I was about to play the charity game, like I think a week before that, we were getting our numbers, and I just hit 20K subs on YouTube. I was like, yeah, give me the number 20 on my back so people know that the real number, 20K. You know what I mean? Yeah. But after that year, no word of a lie, 3 weeks later, 1 week after the match, I uploaded a video. It was the beat up prank. Everyone like saw it, and it just went viral. Like, I remember in 3 weeks, I gained 500,000 views on that video, and I hit 100K subs. I was sat there like, I was so shocked. I didn't expect the growth to come that quickly. And I think what made it so surreal was the fact that now it was people in the streets kind of noticing me.
Yeah.
Like I'd get people sending me videos of myself walking. Like, wallah, I got a video of some girl taking a video of me while she's on the bus and I'm getting off the bus. And I was like, do people actually know me like that?
Yeah,
Because you're seeing numbers on social media and stuff, but you're not understanding that people,
they're real people.
Yeah, these are real people. This ain't like no AI thing, no robots. Stuff. Yeah, it's insane.
I remember I went to pray Tarawih once in Ramadan that year, 2019, when everyone was making like YouTube videos, and I was on like 9k subs, and someone came up to me like after the prayer, and I was so surprised, like, bruv, I'm on 9k, man. Don't even try it. You must know me through somewhere else because it's not YouTube. But yeah, I remember that pranks. I think I watched it as soon as it came out, and I was just dying like throughout the whole video, and maybe like I'd come back and just like, I was like, right, this is actually funny, let me send it to this person, and then they'll be like, right, like this is on this many views or this many. I was like, huh? I literally checked it last night, it was on half of what you're saying. And yeah, like that video, and I think you'd agree, changed a lot of your social media trajectory.
It blew me off on a crazy level. Like, I don't even know. I think half my followers from Instagram literally came from that. I gained 50,000 followers within, like, I wouldn't say it was a short amount of time. That was 3-4 months, but it was just everything happening, all that growth and stuff. I didn't know what to do at the same time. And I think at one point it actually got to me because I decided to leave work. Well, if I'm going to be honest, I got fired from work. But at that time period, I was actually debating on whether to leave work or not. And the issue was I wasn't really making money from it.
From social media?
From social media.
Even though like you were seeing crazy numbers. Yeah.
Numbers were insane, but the CPM rate for me was not that good. And I didn't know that behind the scenes you get brand deals, all of these things. Like I'd see people like Chunks, Sharky, all these men get brand deals, but I never knew how to get any of that. Because you know why? I'm a fool. I never put my email in the description. So all that time that companies could have potentially been emailing me, no one hit me up because they didn't see any like way to contact me.
With any DMs?
I got a DM from Bongo.
I remember those. yeah. Bongo are
There's some fraudulent people, bro.
Bro,
don't even get involved with them, man.
I remember they hit me up. Yeah, they were like, "We're gonna pay you maybe like 300, 400 pounds, and you have to promote to your audience." And I said, "Okay, well, what is it?" And they were like, "Oh, it's just this thing. You pay like a little fee, and then you write down the name of the person you want to know about, some like details, and then what they do is they get you information about that person, like." Inside out. And I was like, okay, how do you do that? And they were like, oh no, it's just like information that's available on the internet. I was like, I would never want my niece or my brother or my sister or whatever to use something like this. So I said, piss off. I'm not promoting that stuff.
I respect that, man.
But I will say this, and I don't even know if I've said this to you before, but when I tell you, with Nadeem, despite the numbers, bro, this guy like is just very down to earth.
Don't say that.
And no, honestly, like there are a lot of people that when you have a lot of following, they don't really make time for people that were with a smaller platform. But I can like hands down say there's been times where I haven't even asked Nadeem, oh, like, should we make a video? He'll come to me and he'll be like, oh, let's do this and that, and he's already got like a following. So it's kind of like a thing of, but like, why? Like, what do you gain from it? But I've always felt that I've never felt like a thing of ego with you. I've always felt like you just wanted to help people, and bro, like I'll say it here on air, it helped me a lot. Like there's a lot of opportunities that came with me working with you, and there's a lot of people that I've met, I think maybe at some events as well, but yeah, no, that's one thing that I've noticed with you. Despite all the numbers, you've always been the same person. So you went from a phase of not having a lot, viral numbers, but still like the same person.
I appreciate that a lot. Do you know what it is? If I'm going to be honest, one of the main reasons why I actually liked creating content with you was it just reminded me of me so much. And
really?
Yeah, well, I always saw you as like an older brother, like an older version of me. I'd be like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to be like when I'm older kind of thing. And plus, chill. No, we always used to like, you know when you can feel that kind of connection?
Yeah.
I'm not getting room, bro. But, we had this kind of connection, this bond, yeah. Even like when we weren't talking about social media or we just be chilling, no cameras.
Yeah.
Like we always had that kind of vibe. We always used to be able to bounce off each other and stuff.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like when it came to like me looking at my social medias and stuff, I kind of just thought to myself, yeah, I always had this mindset. It's like one day all of this could go to shit. Like, sorry if I can't swear. I don't know.
Do your thing, bro.
Okay. Like all of this could just fall down.
Yeah.
For example, social media could get wiped out and then I'll go back to my old life. I don't want to have that kind of mindset or that kind of ego where it's like, oh, now what do I do if all of this goes away? Like I'm kind of pissed because all the people, all the friends that I've kind of like lost through having this kind of egotistical, what's it called? Having a big ego, that made me lose a lot of close friends and family. So I just made sure to just when I'm talking to people, try not to talk about social media, because at the end of the day, social media the only people that I needed to have that conversation was with my siblings, because I was only creating content with them. Or if I was doing it with my friends that I wanted to create content with, I'd only speak to them about it after we record the videos. I remember we used to always go grab lunch after. We wouldn't even talk about the video. Just talk about other stuff like life.
That's really interesting that you say that, you know. I think through me just listening to both of you now, the thing that stands out to me is your relationship with your siblings. I want to understand a bit more about that, because we see it on camera, we see it on screen. And I think most recently as well, I think you put a post up recently about how you're changing what you're doing in terms of social media. And I just really wanted to understand how you've built a relationship with your siblings that's that strong to be able to do basically everything together.
So like with being on social media with my siblings, I think that helped us to create an even stronger bond, if that makes sense. Because I think the age gap that we all had with each other was quite close. So me and Nader only had a 2 to 3 year age gap.
So you're the oldest?
Do you know what it is? I have 2 older half siblings, and I have 1 older sister as well. But they weren't really on the whole social media side of things. I think my older half sister's on social media now. My older half brother, I've put him on a few of my videos and stuff. But apart from that, they don't really want to be involved like that, if that makes sense. So me and the youngers, we all had like similar age gaps, except for like, so me and Nader was a 2 to 3 year age gap. Me and Narmin was a 5 to 6 year age gap, something like that. But because we've kind of grown up, and I still had like a bit of a childish mindset when we first started making social media, I still kind of used to do a lot of things that they used to do. Like, I remember we made a video playing with slime. Bro, I'm going to be real with you. Behind the scenes, man used to play with slime. And that stuff was fun. If you ain't played with slime, you got to do it, bro. I'll be real. Even you're 25, bro. I swear to you, go cop yourself.
That slime's sick still.
Go cop yourself some, bro. Because it's fun, man. I also, like, chilling with... Like I love the fact that now I'm getting older and I'm spending more time with people who are older. I'm more wiser, but I like spending more time with youngers as well. That makes sense, because it just keeps me youthful. Like I feel like I'm their age. Like when I jump out with my younger brother and sometimes we go football with his friends and stuff, I see how they talk and stuff, and it just makes me laugh. I'm like, this is how I used to be a few years ago. Or if I'm out with my younger sisters and stuff and they're like, oh, can we get ice cream or can we go to the shops? I'll be like, yeah, because this is what I would have wanted to do as well. So yeah, man. Karen, what was the question, man? I think I went off
the tangent.
No, so he mentioned about siblings, and if anyone watching you would have a impression that you're very close with your siblings, and you are very close with them. 2 questions: how does that kind of bond come to be? And second one is, do you think your parents played a part in creating that very close bond amongst you guys?
Okay, I think the bond came purely from the basis of social media. If I'm going to be 100% honest, and the reason why is because it was a way for us all to spend time together. Like no one would be watching TV, no one would be using their phones. We're just sitting down creating funny memories. And when we first started creating content, although obviously I had the mindset of, oh, I want to reach 100k subscribers, I want to blow off this whole thing. I still always had the mindset of, even if it doesn't work out, I'm having fun doing this. So I don't really care if I have like 1,000 people watching it, or 2,000, or even 10 people watching it, as long as we can make people laugh and make ourselves laugh. Like to this day, we still, although I've privatized all the videos, we still go back and watch them as a family in the living room. You know what I mean? In terms of our parents helping us to create that bond, I think now that I think about it, I think my dad and mum did have a very, very big part on it. Because I remember when my dad, I don't know if you guys have this, but our dads, they have this habit of just always giving us like key sentences that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And my dad's favorite one was, you need to be close to your brothers and sisters, because when I'm gone, they're the only people that are going to help you. And I used to think to myself, okay. But now, I think about it, I'm like, I can't lie. Now they just pull me through certain situations. But then, you know what I mean? Alhamdulillah. But it's amazing the fact that my parents used to kind of like make us do similar stuff. So me and my brother on Eid, we'd wear the same clothes. For example, my sisters would wear the same clothes and stuff. We'd take pictures together. If we wanted to go somewhere for Eid, we'd all agree on one place to go to. We'd go to our cousin's house together. We'd go to a restaurant together. It's like being raised together as well helped a lot. Because I feel like if we all lived in, like, let's just say hypothetically, some of us lived in a different household or something, I don't think we would have been able to create the content we were able to do. Because we lived in like a 3-bedroom house. We still live in a 3-bedroom house. So it's like me and Nader had our own room. All my sisters had their room. My parents had their room. So it's like, since we're all so close to each other and rooms wise, and we're basically chilling in the living room every night, it just kind of made sense. If that makes sense.
I think that's why I did so well, you know. I think now that I hear your story, I think I can understand it a bit better. The reason why you've done so well from what it looks like now is because none of it was fake. Everything was real. You were bonding with your siblings whilst everyone else was watching. And humans can see that.
And like that's, I think, one of the things that made me actually watch your stuff. Binge watch. Imagine, binge watching this new guy.
All my videos
bro, they were jokes, bruv. But so obviously with fame, and like when you get a lot of attention, you start seeing people acting a bit differently. And I think you were always a bit wary of this from the get-go. And there's something that I would admit that I don't think I've ever mentioned it. But like, sometimes if someone is, let's say I've got a friend who's just gone like blown on social media, had he or she not blown and I needed to ask something, I probably would have done it. But I feel like sometimes if they became like super duper viral and I asked for something, it might come across as I'm only asking them because of their new situation. Which is why, like, not even in social media, even in like privately, if I know people are doing X, Y, and Z and I haven't hit them up in some time, I don't want them to ever think I'm only hitting them up because I'm one person. I will never hit you up because you're doing well, and I will never want anyone to have that impression of, oh, this person's only hitting me up because I'm doing well. Because trust me, like I do not care. Like, I got my own stuff to worry about and work on. I'm not that type of person to hit you up. But the point on
I'll confirm that when I become a millionaire.
I might be calling you all the time.
Send me his number as well.
But like, attitudes towards you when people were recognizing that you were becoming this big time YouTuber, like, what was it? Was there anything a bit weird? Were there any friends or people that you hadn't spoken to in a long time that started coming out the woodworks?
I'll be honest, I kept my circle very small, as in to the point where I literally had, if I'm going to be honest, 3 friends when I was really, I'd say, I don't even know what time period, but there was one point where I literally just had 3 friends. And as time progressed and I'd see, obviously, my supporters were growing and stuff, alhamdulillah. Like, I remember I used to see people posting my page, and it would be, you know, that thing, where it shows you like how many sub count, YouTube sub count. Guys would be posting my YouTube sub count saying, congratulations for hitting 100k. I'm thinking, brother, I ain't spoken to you for like 6 months. What are you on about? I don't know how you're messaging me this.
Yeah.
I ain't even heard a hi, how are you or nothing. Like, it's insane.
But with congratulations, I mean more like.
But the thing is, they're posting this on their story, and I saw it as, so you want people to know that
you know me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that changes things. It's like,
I never used to see it like that.
Yeah.
I remember, like, because obviously I'm not gonna name names. There was one guy that it's not that I didn't like, but we always had an issue, like, to the point where when I was younger, and like, I used to feel like he was bullying me. Does that make sense? But obviously, because he was still around my circle, I was just like, yeah, it's cool. It's not that deep. But I remember my brother was like to me, yo, why did this guy post you on his story? Because me and my brother were so close to the point where my friends were his friends and his friends were my friends. Yeah. So he was like, why did this guy post you? And I said, I don't know. And he was like, I'm not gonna lie to you personally, I feel like he just wants people to kind of see, he knows you. Yeah. But I didn't want to think of it in a big-headed way, so I said, Allah ya'lam, let it be. But after a while, I kind of understood that it probably was that, because besides him posting that on his story, he didn't message me for a while. Like, the last time he messaged me was probably when I hit another milestone, like when I achieved something. Does that make sense? And I think it's cool to hit your friends up and congratulate them for hitting milestones or getting some sick achievements and stuff. But if you're only hitting them up purely on the basis of that, then is that really you being a friend, if that makes sense? Yeah,
I do think there's an issue with this whole affiliation thing. Like when someone's doing well, or it happens so much. If I know someone famous, the human thing to do is, when that person comes up, it's like, oh yeah, I know him, you know. Oh, that's my friend, you know. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just like wanting to feel part of.
It's the validation that you get from the speaking to people and telling them that you know somebody. Yeah. And then you feeling like I've accomplished something because I know that one person. Yeah. I think as we grow older, we see certain patterns, and like you said, I think it's really good to be self-aware at the fact that we all fall into this. But as we get older now, it's all about the network that you build anyway. And maybe the network of God knows who it could be anybody. Yeah. But everyone has a use.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's true. Like, do you guys ever, like, you're walking on the street and then you see someone revving their car bare loud and like, I'm not giving you attention.
And they're begging you. Yeah. The C63s and that, bro. Ilford Lane, broski. I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. Like, for me, I really dislike showing off. Whether it's I see it from people, or if I ever feel like I'm questioning, why am I doing this? Why am I saying this and that? If it's ever a thing of showing off, there's something seriously wrong internally that I need to check up on. Yeah. And when I see it with other people, wallahi, like, hands down, I do not judge anyone. You can do whatever you want. But it's just like, people need to realize not everyone that you're showing off to has good intentions for you. And people can really, and it could even be people that you're like close friends with. Yeah, because I'm not going to say the exact names of whoever said this, but I have a friend who was working like a normal 9 to 5, and he did this little side hustle thing, and suddenly he's just making good money, like above average, above like what bankers would get. Yeah. And he decided to share the news with his friend, and they come from like obviously not so much of a privileged or fortunate background. And he goes, I lost that friend. I go, what? Why? He goes, yeah, he was just not seeing me like eye to eye. Like, he was kind of coming across as very jealous. Like, oh, how come that's happening to you? Yeah. Which is crazy. You just never know. And that's why, like, everything that you get, and it goes back to what you said at the beginning, everything can go just like that. It's not ours. Yeah. It's literally what we're borrowing, a gift. But yeah,
I find that crazy actually. What when Nadeem was saying, two things that I picked up on. The first one being our fathers. They'll give us small spurts of inspiration that you won't forget for the rest of your life. I think one of them ties into perfectly what you were saying and what he was saying as well. My dad once said to me, he goes, I think I was in school. I can't remember what time of my journey it was, but he goes to me. I'm a very personable person, so I can speak to every Tom, Dick and Harry. And I had a lot of people that I knew and this and that, whatever, in school. And I have a little brother, and I'd always want to spend more time with my friends than I did with my own brother. So my dad sat me down and he goes, "You see all these friends that you got? They ain't gonna be here.
Bro, my dad said
All
the
these
same
friends
thing,
that you got, they ain't gonna be here. Because you're gonna hit a certain time of your life, you're gonna get married, you're gonna have kids. It's just gonna be you and your brother." And now, subhanallah, my little brother now, me and him are like this.
Subhanallah, man.
It's true, man.
And it's like, bro, like, there's nothing like your blood, firstly. And also, I think the people that I call my friends now, I wasn't friends with 10 years ago, or 6 years ago, or 7 years ago. You can put yourself in that category, don't worry. But it's true, bro. Like, and subhanAllah, as we got older as well, I'm pretty sure we're going to see this as well.
Yeah.
You test friends through time.
Mm-hmm.
Not just, I know this guy, he's funny, he does this, we go out and this and that. I got some people that I'm friends with now. They'll be close to their 30s, bro, and you're still doing the same thing you were doing when you were 19, 20.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Do you grow at any point? It's like,
like, come on.
They say you change your friend circle every 7 years.
Is it?
Yeah. So I've known you for 4 years. You got about 3 years left.
I'm keeping your numbers safe. I know where you live, bro.
No, it's true, man. Like, your real friends are the ones that, or the people that are close to you are the ones that are there for you in your deep, deep times. Like when you're like, bro, who do I turn to for advice, or how can I The people that are there to help you in those situations are the real people that you want to keep around. And sometimes you feel like people are helping you just as this thing of, yeah, man, just whatever, but it's not very heartfelt. But when someone turns around and recognizes your situation and offers help, then that's how you know, okay, you know what, I'm glad you're my brother, you're my sister, or whatever.
Nadeem, you spoke about your dad. I didn't hear about your mum. I want to understand your relationship. Describe your mum and describe your dad.
So my mum is a very kind woman. I think that's like everyone's mum. Very, like, she's not as affectionate as a lot of mums, but she shows love in a way where I understand it. And that's purely on the basis that her mum passed away. Her mum passed away at a very young age. Allah yarhamha. But after that, I think she left her household at the age of 16 to actually get married to my dad. So obviously the upbringing that my mum had was kind of like around all males. She had all her brothers around her and her father. So she's kind of like mandem, if that makes sense. To me, she's mandem. But we have a very, very close relationship. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I would do anything for my mum, just like everyone else would. Like, I really do love my mum. And I think because people see me show my dad on social media and show my relationship with him on social media, us bantering about, they think I don't have that relationship with my mum. But the honest truth is, I just don't want my mum being on social media, and it's always been like that. I think ever since a young age, like ever since I first started social media, I made sure that was like my key thing, not to put my mum on social media. I didn't want people to know who my mother was, because I know if people were to recognize my dad on the streets, he'd be able to handle it. But my mum's very like, she doesn't speak English well, so she wouldn't know how to respond. She doesn't like the attention, if that makes sense. So I tried steering away from that. Like, there was even this one time I uploaded a prank with my dad, and my mum was inside it, but I blurred out her face for her whole body and face for every single clip, so no one could get a glimpse of it. Long, bro. Long. Face tracker didn't do nothing for me. I had to manually do that, bro. Premiere Pro. I can't lie, but it was a good video in it, so I was like, maybe it's worth it. But yeah, like, I think everyone thinks because I don't put my mum on social media, we don't have a close relationship, when that's not true. My mum is my best friend. Yeah. I'd say I'm closest to my mum.
I was going to ask that question.
Rather, I'm closer to my mum than I am to my dad, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's a very common thing.
Yeah. I heard people say stuff about mummy's boy and daddy's girl and stuff like that.
This is out of context, yeah.
Go on, chat
I
to
want
me.
to ask you guys. I saw a video the other day of a guy who was asked to rank his mum, his kids, and his wife. Did you see it? And for me, it's like,
It's kind of common sense though, isn't it?
as in, I don't know what order you want to put your kids and your wife, yeah. But number one is very clear, no?
Yeah. She was there first.
Bruv,
Even in the Quran it says it, bro. Come on, man.
Your mum,
Your mother, then your dad.
but it's like, I was so shocked, and it wasn't
What
some.
was the answers? What was the answers that people were giving?
My
I can't-
kids.
No, I think he said his kids first.
Huh?
That's kind of like
That makes sense though, because that's half of you, innit?
That's crazy.
that's your offspring.
I wouldn't
Bro,
do that. I wouldn't do that.
Of your
personally.
mum?
And there was another
It
one.
makes sense if someone said their wife first.
No, but hear this, bro. Hear this. There's another guy. I don't.
Kids, you can't replace them.
Bunda youths,
Okay,
man.
this conversation is going to go very left, and to save everyone's opinions here.
Actually,
Uh,
it's your mum. Only.
okay.
It can only be your mum.
Eamon's not married yet, so hopefully when he
You're
gets
trying to
married-
put everyone in the dirt today.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy. No, I'm gonna finish this off.
If you use your logic here, it can only be your mum at the top. 'Cause
I
you
know.
can't
That's what I'm
replace
saying.
mum. Like you can replace kids, you can have more kids to get like
Stepmoms. I'm playing devil's advocate.
Okay.
Mum's not your blood.
Yeah, that kid is not the same kid the next time you have a kid.
No, but it's still offspring, innit?
Okay, Nadim's in front of us, by the way.
Sorry, Nadine.
Chat to me, man. It's man, it's man.
And no one can hear you. That's the worst part.
That's so. No, I could see it from there. It looked like it was fine. But role models. Who did you look up to growing up? Because I think Yahya started the conversation off, and I really wanted him to start the conversation off in the first place because I think you two know each other, and it's a lot more natural. Because now when I come into the conversation, I can understand you a bit better.
That's good, man.
And for me to understand you, I need to understand young Nadim, who young Nadim was. The
Okay.
person that obviously grew up and wanted to make people laugh. It must have come from something. Firstly, I want to understand who do you look up to in the first place in life, who you want to be like, who you maybe want to emulate. Yeah.
My main role model has to be my dad because of everything, all the hardships that he's been put through and the way he's brought all his kids up. And just as a father figure, like he's an amazing example. Forget father figure, just an example. Just as an example of a man, I think he's an amazing father figure. And like ever since I was young, I kind of always had this like, oh, I want to be just like you when I'm older kind of thing. But he'd always be like, I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be better. So yeah, like morals wise, mannerism, all of that. I think I look up to my father for all that. In terms of like my inspiration or my role model for social media, it's kind of basic, bro, man. It's Chunks and Philly. I'll be honest, and I think everyone's had that. And Adam Saleh. At one point, I think it must have been Adam Saleh because I saw like the content that I was creating was kind of a replica of his, but in my own kind of style, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of, in a way, yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I kind of merged Chunks and Philly and Adam Saleh together as one. And I say, yeah, Bunny, I'm just going to go for that.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because it's very easy to come across as copying these people, but I never got that vibe.
I appreciate
from
that, man.
like watching your stuff. I always felt like it was very
Authentic.
very
Yeah.
authentic. Yeah, and a lot of people would class you as an influencer. A lot of people don't like that term. What do you think? Would you say? What do you think about that term in general? And why don't people like it? If you can explain, because I don't get it.
I don't like influencer.
Why?
I don't like influencer. I don't like celebrity. I've never even called myself a celebrity. I wouldn't even classify myself as famous, wallah, bro. And genuinely because I don't see it like that. I go back home. Like when I'm out, I live a normal life just like everyone else. And I think that's with all celebrities.
You get
and stuff.
noticed a lot.
In the least big-headed way, yeah. And I try to avoid it. And that's why I love driving. Because no one notices me while I'm driving. I drive as fast as I can. I think with being an influencer, the reason why I don't like being called an influencer is because it means something. Like, to be an influencer, you're influencing people. You're influencing people to become like you. You're influencing people to purchase stuff that you're promoting. You're influencing people to change the way they do stuff, if that makes sense. I just like saying that I'm a content creator. I just make content. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear that. I think a lot of people don't like the term influencer, but I think naturally when you like have your content and you expose it to a lot of people, even though it's not what the content creator wants, you probably will influence people. Yeah, and I get it. Like, I understand why people will say I don't like being called an influencer, because that's not what they signed up for. But
technically,
the reality is you're influencing people with your content.
I think there is a lot of negative connotations towards it, but I think what Nadeem was saying anyway, I think it can be spun in a very, very, very positive light. I think we see it all the time. We see people that are in positions of influence that do really great things. And I think you can do the same. And I think you've started to do the same. I think most recently, your post when you were in Amra, and you were talking about how you want to shift the content that you're making and just opening people's eyes. I think that is real influence. I think the amount of people that I saw share that post, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
I appreciate that a lot, man.
And I think you've got a responsibility to be yourself, as always, as we said in the first place. Be yourself, but also teach people the right ways, man. Show people the right ways.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because it just reminded me of one of the questions I wanted to ask. What's that noise? We're good for time?
Yeah, we're good.
Being vulnerable on social media. So I think there's obviously a lot of things that there's a lot of things that we hide, that we don't want to be on social media, for whatever the case may be. I have my things, you have your things, you have your stuff, right? There was a video that you made on TikTok, and it was about how you left certain income streams because it was like social media or whatever, like because you felt that it wasn't morally right, and you took I think was it a warehouse job. That is something very intimate, very like not something that everyone would share. But I wanted to ask you, why did you become like so open to sharing that very deep, and I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that, like, openness and honesty, but why did you share it in the first place?
I think I just wanted to be as real as possible. Like, at that point, I think I was sat in my car. It was my third day of working, I think it was just after my first week of working in the warehouse, and I made a funny video. I was on my lunch break. I just took the piss and said, yeah, look, you man think that I'm, I shouldn't be working here. Really and truly, I should be in Dubai, spending my peas. I'm up. You know, I'm like, I tweaked out, sorry. I got like 250k subscribers on YouTube, 100k followers on Insta, 700k followers on TikTok. Why am I here, kind of thing? And I just done that just in a way to kind of run. And I delete the video straight away. I didn't even upload it. I just kept them out drafts for like a second and deleted it. And then I sat down and I said, you know what, that felt kind of good. But I just want to kind of express how my life is, like how life actually is for me at the moment. Kind of tell my followers the reality of everything, that not everything is as perfect as it may be portrayed. Yeah. So I just took the camera out, started speaking, and I just explained, this is like my third day or my first week into this job. I've been working SIA for the past year to try and make money. The whole reason for all of this is because I don't want to be earning haram money anymore. Like, I felt like it was morally wrong. It was going against my morals, if that makes sense. Like, I was earning brand deals. I was taking on brand deals that were promoting music, which in Islam is haram. if we're gonna be completely honest. So I was like, you know what, yeah, that's how it is. And I just want everyone to understand that all these influencers' lives that you're probably seeing around, they're probably not living the best of lives, and don't get like kind of sucked into this whole world, into thinking you're going to be making millions of pounds or thousands of pounds and you're going to be good, because at the end of the day there's going to be things that you're going to be doing that might be against your morals, and you should never go against your morals, if that makes sense.
That's powerful, man. I want to say one name.
Go on, chat to me, man.
Lacroix.
Oh my god.
Who?
Lacroix.
Oh.
Maxence Lacroix.
Lacroix.
The footballer. Yeah, that went viral, man. I did, you know.
How did that happen? How did you lot even get to
Is that
know
how you
each
say
other?
the name?
Lacroix, oui.
Lacroix.
Is that how everyone knows it? Because
Yeah.
that didn't ring a bell to me.
Lacroix. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you
Maybe,
heard.
yeah.
Yeah, man. A lot of people were calling me that as well. And then when he told me, like, when I was in Germany, he was like, "No, my name is Maxence Lacroix."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, say no more, bro."
So how did this come about? Because I
Yeah.
remember, like,
Bro, it was just so dumb. Honestly, like, when I say dumb, I mean the algorithm on TikTok is so powerful, but so stupid at the same time.
yeah.
Bro, bear in mind, I've never spoken about football on social media or nothing. So I'm just making a dance, and then it's just a song. Again, Astaghfirullah, and I regret that, innit? That's why I took down that video, bro, all those videos. And then all of a sudden, I'm just seeing like FIFA, people that play FIFA commenting,
This guy looks
this
like
guy's the best centre back. Oh, you're the reason why I deleted my team of the season. My team on Ultimate Team. This is
Yeah.
why I broke 5 of my controller pads. You owe me a controller pad. I'm thinking, what are you on about, bruv?
Yeah.
And then I think the next day I woke up and I saw the video was like on 1 million views. And at that point, because I don't know why, but my TikTok was doing very well. So I was like, oh, it's 1 million views. But then I'm seeing like the interaction and the comments. Like I'm seeing like 5,000 comments. I'm thinking, what the hell are these 5,000 comments? I'm seeing Maxence Lacroix, Maxence Lacroix, Maxence Lacroix. I'm like, okay.
Do you know
they were
the guy
tagging
that-
him.
They weren't even tagging him. They were just commenting it.
Okay.
Basically calling me his lookalike.
Did you know who he was?
Nah, bro. I told you I was barely watching ball back then.
By the way,
But-
at the time,
Yeah.
bit of context. This guy was the most annoying card on FIFA,
Yeah.
like to play against.
Okay.
He was like a brick wall.
Centre back, bro.
Oh.
Yeah,
Fast.
brick wall. You can't go past him. He was
Okay.
unbelievable.
Okay.
6'3", bro, and he's got like 87 pace.
Yeah.
You're not
Okay.
doing nothing against him, bro. But
I want to
yeah.
understand how you ended up meeting him.
So the funny thing is that video went viral, bro, to the point where like FIFA on TikTok were posting it.
That's crazy.
433 Sports, 433, their main page were posting it. A lot of footballers as well were messaging me saying that it was funny. And then one time I just followed him on Instagram, and then he followed me back, and then like I must have sent him a voice note saying, yo, bro, like I just want to jump on a FaceTime call with you to make like a video or something. He's like, I'm going to speak to my agent. And then a week later he goes, this is my agent's number, he's going to message you. So I messaged the agent's number saying, this is Nadeem, and he was like, cool. He was like, do you want to come down to a Wolfsburg game? I was like, okay. He was like, I'll book your flights. I was like, okay. He's like, do you want to bring your friends? I said, okay. I brought my brother and I brought 3 of my friends, innit?
Yeah.
So I was like, rah. And then he booked hotels for us. Each person got their own hotel. I was like, what? Okay. And then it comes to the point where we're at the game, and it's such a surreal moment because I'm watching a Champions League game. Bear in mind, I've watched the United game a year before, but it wasn't Champions League. It was like a Premier League game,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's so surreal hearing the Champions League anthem in the background. You've seen all the players. And I'm seeing Lacroix. I'm like, yo, I'm not thinking anything about it. Bear in mind, I don't think I'm going to meet the guy. I don't think I'm going to make the video with him. I don't think we're going to chill for more than 5 minutes if I do get to see him. After the game, he comes to the side, because I was in, what's that area where like all the friends
Players'
and family,
lounge.
Players Lounge. But it wasn't even the Players Lounge. It was where all the friends and family were sitting to watch the game.
Oh, the box.
The box, yeah. So he came to the box and he was like, yo, Nadeem. I was like, yo, and he shook my hand and shit.
Yeah.
Rah, this is crazy. This guy actually knows me, even though we've been speaking on DMs and stuff. And then he goes to me, come meet me in the lounge after. I'm going to take you guys about. So we go to the lounge. He's like, cool. Takes us out of the lounge, takes us onto the pitch. We're walking around the stadium.
On the pitch?
On the pitch, bro.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, rah, I'm actually on a football pitch for the first time. I felt like a professional footballer. I was like, yo, get me my boots real quick. I was going to have to take a couple shots. Now, then he takes us in his car, takes us to like go get some food. We're munching, cool. He's like, yo, do you guys want to come back to my house? I was like, yeah, I don't mind. He was like, I'll take you back, we'll chill for a bit, go back to his house. And I remember in that moment, I was thinking, I need to ask this brother, let's make this video, bro. Because if I don't do it, I'm going to regret it, you know. Yeah. We've already taken pictures, bear in mind. So we've taken pictures. I'm like, yeah, this is a good Instagram post, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then I'm like, yo, Laqua, you want to catch a vibe? And he goes to me, come on, bro. Yeah. I'm like, say no more, man. So we're doing the dance and stuff. And it's like, I think we took 2 free takes. I'm not going to lie, Karen.
Question, want to catch a vibe? That's obviously referring that song. Yeah. And that was the video that made you viral.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that's the main reason why I wanted to do it. Because I was like, imagine they see 2 of us. And then he was like to me, he had the idea of, you do the dance, and then when you do one of the dance moves, I'm going to jump in. So give like people like a surprise and stuff. Yeah. I was like, go on, let's do that. And then imagine, bro, it was so mad because I don't even know how this happened, but I'm saying the TikTok algorithm is insane, bro. We went back in the car, we're on our way to the hotel. I'm like, cool, I'm just going to post it now. It's like 11 p.m. in the night. 2 minutes into posting it, I'm seeing 10K views, 7,000 likes.
Wow.
800 comments. It was just insane numbers. I'm thinking, bruv, in 2 minutes, this is happening.
Did you make sure you had your email on your...
Yeah. Any brands hit me up, innit? You get me? And then I posted the pictures on Instagram. I wake up the next morning. We went back to the hotel. I went to sleep. And one thing I don't like, I've started making a habit, is after I upload something the night before and I see it's doing well, I don't want to be on my phone until the next day because I know I'm just going to be so addicted, enticed to what refreshing every few minutes and stuff. It's a bad habit that I think we all have. When something does well, we want to refresh. We want to see how it's doing. So I woke up the next morning and the picture with Max Sense is like on 100K likes on Instagram. I'm thinking, what? I'm seeing 433 posted it, and I'm seeing like an insane amount of people just interacting with my whole social media to the point where, wallah, I'm not even lying, my phone crashed like 3 times during that day. Crazy. Yeah, like ping, 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 ping. Like I missed one of my mom's calls because I was flying back to London and she wanted to call me to see how everything was. I missed it because it crashed at that moment. I was about to get on the plane. Do you know what I mean? So
are you still in contact with him by any chance?
I'll be honest, no. Like it was mad because randomly, I don't know why, but I think someone must have said, what, do you still follow Laqua? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, I don't think he's following. I was like, oh, is it?
Yeah.
I went on Instagram, I unfollowed them real quick. Pretending like nothing happened. Nah, only reason I unfollowed them was because I was thinking, like, really and truly, we're not going to ever speak again. Cool, that whole moment happened. But, you know, I've taken that. I think maybe potentially he might have felt a type of way because I took down the videos. God knows, you know what I mean? Allah Island. But I knew that the reason why I done it, as my intentions were, I don't want this to go viral anymore. Yeah. And you know what's so mad? I promise you, to this day, I still have bare people just uploading.
The same video.
Yeah, same video.
That's really interesting. I think that for me, when I was researching yourself, the 2 things that stood out that were like defining moments in your career, social media wise, was obviously the Laqua moment and also Locked In. How many questions have you got about Locked In? Everyone asks about Locked In.
Yeah, man. A lot of people.
The series that you were on, I was hooked.
Amazing.
I was absolutely hooked.
That's insane.
I love reality TV.
Yeah.
And I love seeing the ins and outs of people and how they are. And I think how you were portrayed was like the younger brother of the group.
Yeah.
Everybody loved you. Every single person loved you. Like, the thing is with that type of space and entertainment and reality TV, I think a lot of people don't understand and see, or maybe we don't even see what goes on behind the scenes. That's the part that I want to paint the picture of to everybody here. How was it really like?
So the first few days, if I'm going to be honest, everyone's trying to get screen time. So we're doing like stupid stuff and we're just trying to find entertainment because we ain't got our phones. So everyone knows, like, you know what's mad? I'll be honest.
Oh, you want to explain Locked In to the viewers?
Okay, go on.
That might be. You know what? I think the Deem's the best person to explain it.
What
is Locked In?
Okay, so Locked In is like a place. It's a show that Footasylum created where they have 10 influencers through all platforms come into one household with no phones for 2 weeks. End of the 2 weeks, someone wins a prize. Either it's 10k to charity or 10k for themselves. I don't know how they do it. I remember the first season was 10k to charity. Second and third season was, oh, we're gonna do this for whoever wins it can just keep the money for themselves. So it was actually interesting because when I first got the
Who was
call
in
up
your
for it-
series again, just so everyone
Okay.
understands?
Yeah, so I had Max Comedy, Bash the Entertainer, Bambino Becky, Ellen O'Neill, Very V Brown, JMX. That's 6 people. I'm the 7th.
How many were there?
10, I think.
10.
Yeah, there was another brother. I forgot his name. Jordan. Yeah.
I don't even know that.
Cut that part out because I don't want to watch it and then think, yo, this guy forgot me.
Nothing gets cut out, baby.
Jordan and I don't.
Don't worry,
Eloise Mitchell.
Okay.
So those were the 10 people, and it was different. Like, E-Man SV2 as well.
Oh yeah. Tell us about. So you were saying everyone was trying to just get screen time.
Yeah. So the first few days, everyone was trying to get screen time. In my head, I didn't understand what they were trying to do because I was just thinking, bruv, aren't we just meant to live like normal lives and just go about our day and kind of thing and just be ourselves kind of thing? So I didn't really care about screen time. But then I remember, like, I had a conversation with, I think it was Max, in the bedroom upstairs, and he was like, bro, you know, you need to, like, just try and be better active because you want to get as much screen time as you can so that more people follow you on socials and stuff like that, and more people see you, and just, if they enjoy your content, they'll end up subscribing and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, fair enough, that makes sense, but at the same time, I'm just trying to enjoy myself. I'm 2 weeks away from my phone.
Yeah.
And, like, I thought it was more of a thing where I wanted it to be more real than fake.
Was it actually without your phone for 2 weeks?
Wallah, no
That's
phone, bro.
crazy.
So you don't even know the time.
Yeah.
That's no
The
way.
only way we could tell time is me from my salahs.
How do you know?
So
it's
they
pray?
had to come and tell you.
I told them, you need to tell me my prayer time. So they're telling me over the speaker at the top. And we're not even seeing people like that throughout the day, you know.
That's crazy.
There's
It's like
one
Big
mo-
Brother
Mm.
style.
That's
type
mad.
thing.
Is it like
Yeah.
a locked-in house?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't see outside, don't you?
You can go to the front porch. That's it. You can't exit the front porch. And you can go to the... no, you can't even go to the garden. There's no garden. It's just
Bro,
front porch.
I remember when that series came out. I can't lie, I couldn't watch all of it, but I only watched it because I was like, Nadeem's in here. I need to see what's going on.
I appreciate that. I think you're one of the first people I went to see after I left, you know.
Really,
I promise. I feel like
At least
you
you're
were.
having a moment, you know.
I can't even remember.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Nah, don't say that, man. You're involved as well, bro.
No, I'm joking.
I can't remember.
That's mad because you know what's crazy, since your series, I think a lot of influencers and content creators especially want to be on that show now.
Yeah,
It's blew up now.
yeah.
I think every single year the numbers on it just increase and increase and increase. And I think to be fair, I don't know why it didn't happen earlier, because that whole reality TV spirit just really works for the UK culture. You look at Love Island, you look at Big Brother, you look at all of these different avenues, and I think it made sense for them to do it in that space anyway. Is there anything that we don't know about that?
There's some juice, bro. There's some juice. I ain't gonna lie. But there was one guy that came in. I'm not even gonna name his name, and he came in, and because like basically he just had a howler. So he must have brought up something, or someone must have asked him a question about what he's done in the past, and he mentioned it like it was like, yeah, I was young, so I didn't know what I was doing, kind of thing. And after that, he got kicked out of the show in like 30 minutes, bro.
Did we see the person?
Yeah, he came in halfway through the season.
Yeah, I think I remember.
I think I told you this, bro.
I think I watched it. No,
Yeah, but you don't know why he got kicked out. I'm pretty sure I told you why he got kicked out.
I'll
tell you guys
that was
behind the scenes.
deep
That's
it. That was
crazy.
3 years ago.
Yeah, true.
That is crazy.
Crazy.
I don't even remember what.
But
I
they
watched.
were on it, man. I swear to you, like, basically, think of it like this: the guy came in, everyone was surprised. Oh my god, he's here, whatever. 20 minutes into it, we're all in the bedrooms talking. Someone asks a question, he goes and exposes himself. He's like, "Oh yeah, but it was when I was younger." The people that it was directed to, as in like who felt affected, which was half the household, were like, "What?" Going mad. In 5 minutes, my man got his bags packed up, left.
Where was it? Are you allowed to say?
I think it was. I feel it was near airport. I know that, but I don't know if it was Stansted or if it was like
It was London, right?
It was London. It was London.
Okay.
Why did you go on it?
Because before that, I was seeing all the role models of mine go on the show and stuff, and I felt like I could bring something new to the table. And at the same time, I was just thinking, right, like Footasylum's a big channel to be working with, and I wanted to grow my platform as well. And plus, on top of that, I wanted to earn money. I was thinking, I haven't really earned a good amount of peas from this whole social media thing. Let me try and benefit from it as much as I can. And obviously, like, it was the first opportunity that came to me from Footasylum themselves. I remember the way I got it was insane. Like, I must have got all my followers at one point. I posted on my story saying, can you guys spam this guy? Because I found out who the marketing director was for him. And he was actually I think he was creative producer as well. So he was like sorting out all the Footasylum shows. I said, yo, spam this brother's comments to check my DMs. I had like 1,000 comments in his DMs in like half an hour. This guy messaged me saying, yo, cool your army off, bro. I've already seen your message. I was like, of course, I know, man. And then obviously when he hit me up a few months later about the show and the whole idea, I thought it was sick. But if I'm going to be honest, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have went on.
That's exactly what I was going to ask next.
Yeah, I wouldn't have went on, bro.
Why?
Because, again, it was against my morals, man. Thinking about it now, it's against my morals. Back then, I didn't really think about morals like that. Like, especially in that time space, because I'm thinking, raw, like, this is what Chunks and Philly and all these, my beta squad are on. I want to be just like them. I want to do exactly like that as well. But obviously, they weren't. This was on a different angle, if that makes sense. And I felt like I had to do something to hopefully be able to go on these normal shows. And although I don't feel like, I'm not even going to talk too much on about it, but if I'm going to be honest, yeah, like, to me, it was still haram. Like, I'm in a room sleeping with like females, and obviously I know we're not on the same bed and stuff like that, but I thought, would I be okay with my younger sister being on this show? That's one thing I told myself. And if that's a no, then why am I on the show myself? Does that make sense?
You know what? Hats off to you, bro.
I appreciate that.
Not many people say that. Not many people can be as aware as you in that scenario to think like that. And also, I think a lot of us, we struggle with the concept of it's okay for me but not my sister.
Nah.
But it shouldn't be okay for you and not your sister.
That's
because it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So I respect that, and I respect you for being honest.
I appreciate that. I think that's one thing, like having a load of sisters, yeah. And I always get told this isn't going back to what I said about my dad. He says, whatever you do to another female will come back to your sister. So if you don't want to feel your sister, don't do that to another female. Yeah, because she's got brothers as well, and she's got a dad as well. Yeah. And I always think to myself, yeah, like, let me just steer away from this before it goes too left. So yeah, like, I remember coming out of Locked In, I got shown a lot of love, but I think it was literally just this past year where I've just been sat down working and trying to work on myself and better my deen. And I'm, you know, as my iman strengthening, I'm starting to understand more things. Like, I didn't really understand like a lot about Islam. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, innit, with Islam, it was more of a thing where my parents told me to do something. My parents told me this is what I am. I'm just going to do it just for the sake of doing it. When you sit down and you actually think to yourself, why am I praying my 5 salahs? Why am I not allowed to do this? Why am I not allowed to eat pork? Why am I not allowed to go club and party? And why am I not allowed to drink? Why am I not allowed to speak to girls? All these things, when you actually see like the reasoning behind it, it's so beautiful, subhanAllah. Because it's only to better you. It's only to basically, yeah, just better you.
Powerful, man. Very, 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 very powerful. And I want to put a scenario in your head, though.
Go and chat to me, man.
Social media platforms close tomorrow. What do you do?
I'm going back to working at that warehouse, bro. SA, for real, man. Now, you know what it is? Even right now, I'm not even going to lie, I'm working at a job as well. I'm working every delivery purely on the basis of I need to make money. That's the reality, isn't it? So, and I don't mind working. It's just, I think it's a bit tiring because I haven't been doing it for the past 3-4 years. I didn't need to, if that makes sense. So now that I'm doing it again, I'm kind of getting back into a routine. But I think it's good because it's what helped me grow my social media. Working made me want to do better on social media and to build businesses around it, etc., etc. So I feel like I'm going back to
Exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
But I think that comes better from you
What's that?
because you're the entrepreneur.
Why?
Ask the question that you think I'm going to ask.
Sorry, what did you say?
No, I know he'll pick it up.
what to work
He
on
said,
business?
no, he's saying he's currently working doing every delivery, right?
Yeah.
By the way, every year, you lot dash things everywhere, man.
I can't lie, I'm not like that, bro.
See what he did there.
Yeah, bro, I'm just deep in it. You
I'm,
lot.
I'm trying to be nice though, and I always make sure I wait for them. It's long, but at the end of the day, I'm thinking, bro, if
It's
this is
a
my
trust, innit?
parcel, I want people to do
Yeah.
the exact same
Yeah,
thing.
bro, they take the mic.
They violate.
Yeah.
Though. I've seen
New
guys.
to the job, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it a few months.
I'm gonna start violating, innit?
He'll start doing Kobe.
You were saying.
Yeah, I think what I find interesting from the last point that you just said, with your social media now, you hinted at a bit of an entrepreneurial side where you want to do something with the audience that you've created and create a business out of it. Is there something that you can share with us?
I'll be honest. At the moment, I don't really have much of a clue of what I want to do. I remember at one point when I was younger, when I first started YouTube, I wanted to sell merch. And I was thinking about that recently, but I don't think I'd do that. I just want to be able to sell something that can hopefully benefit people, if that makes sense. So, like, Allah ya'alam, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. I'm literally freestyling my life. But hopefully, inshallah, one day I'll have something that I can release.
What does the future look like for you?
To be able to create multiple businesses while still creating funny content, married with kids, and yeah, whatever's best.
Family channel?
Family? Hell no. Hell no, bro. Nah, the reason why I wouldn't have a family channel is because I feel like family should be private. It's hence why I was talking about my mum earlier, and hence why obviously I'm gonna keep this brief in it because I don't want to touch on this topic too much. But hence why I took my sisters off social media as well. Yeah, from my personal platforms. Yeah.
No, I understand that. Have you got any regrets?
I don't have regrets, but I want to say I don't have regrets. But if I could go back in time, I would change a few things. But I feel like I had to experience those things to become the person I am today.
100%.
Some powerful shit, man. I'm gonna clip that right now. Viral TikTok. No, I'm joking.
What are you overthinking?
Was I overthinking?
What are you overthinking?
What am I overthinking about? That's a mad question, bro.
Are you overthinking about anything?
Am I overthinking? I think I am. I think basically I kind of made the decision to jump back on social media properly. Like I'd say less than 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it was because I thought to myself, I kind of left my warehouse job because I knew I wasn't having any time for myself and to create the content I wanted to and to kind of grow my platforms at the same time. And I just thought to myself, you know what, yeah, if I need to leave this whole job and find a part-time job just to do so, then I'll do that.
Sick, man.
Absolute legend.
Are you lying to yourself
Sat
about
right
anything?
in front
Am I
of us.
lying to myself? Nah.
Look, Nadim.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
You messed him up with that one.
Look, Nadim, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure getting to know you. I think I know you a bit better now, which is what I wanted to start in the beginning.
Yeah.
The purpose of this whole conversation was for us to understand you better. I think he already knows you more than anything. I think you lot had a lot
But you know what's so insane?
Yeah.
Like we were mentioning this earlier. I knew you guys at the same time. Like I met both of you on the exact same day. Do you know how insane that is to
That's
me?
crazy. Yeah.
Because I was playing against you
Yeah.
and you were watching the game. That's crazy.
You were just there.
Yeah.
I was just-
You had your camera on
Yeah.
G7X.
Where is that camera? I might need it.
He's got it.
Wallah, he's not lying. I actually have his camera. Nah, I need to bring that, inshallah, man.
But no, it's been a pleasure, honestly. But we do have a closing tradition
Yeah.
here on Perspective, where you look at the camera right there and ask a question to the audience.
Don't ever sell yourself, because at the end of the day, your worth is way more valuable than the money you'll receive or the attention you'll get. And that's been Nadeem from Perspective. Make sure you stay tuned next week.
I love it.
Honestly, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the insight, because I think
appreciate that.
there's quite a bit that can be taken from this conversation right here from
I
all
feel
of
like
us.
I was babbling on so much.
Nah, you
insane.
weren't,
I think
man.
you just feel like that because it's actually you, but on the
Yeah.
outset it wasn't.
Do you guys think it was a good conversation? Be honest, innit? Don't
Genuinely
lie.
a good conversation.
Nah, I appreciate
I like
that.
it. I liked it. I think, and this goes back to like you're always authentic.
Thank you,
I
man.
think you're just yourself in it.
We might as well get that for a minute.
Guys,
I'm
look,
gonna
thank you
start cussing this guy now.
so much for listening.
That was
Okay.
very needed.
Okay. I hope to see you guys next week. Nadim's the best at doing this. So Nadim, if that camera's still on,
Yeah.
what do we usually say in this whole YouTube thing?
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Because I'm not going to lie, this is the next podcast upcoming, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And yeah, we'll hope to catch you guys next week on Perspective.